Hello, today let's explore how we can derive the famous E equals to mc squared equation. Okay, that we can first try to figure out the kinetic energy of, say, an electron with rest mass m0. Okay, so the kinetic energy equals to force times displacement. And as in classical mechanics, force equals to the rate of change of the momentum. And infinitesimal displacement can be written as velocity times dt. Now here in special theory of relativity, the mass of the electron is not always equal to its rest mass. It can be changed, and here we can see the real mass of the electron is actually its rest mass times a factor gamma, and the factor gamma is the famous 1 over square root of 1 minus v squared over c squared. It will take another YouTube video to explain why an electron's mass would change and would not always equal to its rest mass, but I can give a very high level explanation here. The rest mass of the electron is m0 0, and for it to change according to different velocity of the electron is actually making sense. In what way? Okay, it makes sense because God imposed a speed limit in the universe, which is the speed of light. So no matter, including the electron, can accelerate beyond the speed of light. So God imposed this speed limit by making sure any object's mass will become increasingly massive as the speed approaches the speed of light. And you can see the factor gamma can actually become infinitely large when v equals to the speed of light. So by imposing this varying of the mass, it will make sure all objects stay within the speed limit, because it will take increasing amount of energy and even infinite amount of energy as the mass accelerate approaching the speed of light. So this is a mechanism to enforce the speed limit of the universe. With that, let's move on, and you can see the kinetic energy is the rate of change of the momentum times v dt. And doing integration by parts, we can change to this line, and then now we substitute the factor gamma and write it down as 1 over square root of 1 minus v squared over c squared, and put the velocity into the derivative, so it's dv squared. So we need to put a factor 1 over 2 to cancel out the square. Now, and then we can do further massaging of the expression and then make it easier to find the primitive function of this integral, and then doing all the substitution, and eventually you can see the m0 v squared minus m0 v squared got cancelled out, and the final expression becomes like this. So here you can see one interesting thing is that there is a residual energy term called m0 c squared, which is like the rest energy when the mass is at rest. So this is the famous m0 c squared formula derived by Einstein. Thank you. Have a good day.